It's not every day you hear about a rookie trying to rattle a veteran like Adams with unconventional tactics. Whether it's effective or not, one thing's for sure, Sochan isn't shying away from making his presence known on the court. The NBA might just have found its new provocateur in the making, and Steven Adams certainly won't forget the rookie who dared to pinch and punch his way into the headlines. Jeremy Sochan, the Spurs' newest sensation, decided to take on the formidable Steven Adams, one of the league's most physical powerhouses. Now, when you're a rookie facing off against a 6'11", 250-pound force like Adams, it's not exactly a walk in the park. This guy once lifted and casually moved a 6'10" center like it was child's play. But during the crucial last possession of a game, Sochan decided to mess with Adams' head. According to ESPN's Tim McMahon, Sochan was not holding back. He was pinching Adams and even threw in a nipple punch to break the big man's concentration. Adams said, "In the last play of the game, he was messing me around, pinching me and stuff. I was like, get out of here, dude. He punched my nipple. I was like, get out of here, you dirty bastard. Trying to break my concentration. A nipple punch to break concentration? That's a bold move, especially against someone as physically imposing as Adams." Spurs big man Jakob Poeltl added Sochan is constantly looking for trouble whenever he's on the floor. Before the 2022 NBA draft, he declared his intent to channel the disruptive energy of Draymond Green and Patrick Beverley, aiming to throw opponents off rhythm. Imagine that, going up against someone that's been playing the game for a little over half your life. This made everyone ask, where did this kid come from? Jeremy Julius Sochan, the trash-talking, nipple-punching basketballer, was born on May 20th, 2003 in Guyman, Oklahoma to a Polish mom and an American dad. He was raised in England, where he started playing basketball and football. No, European football. Yes, soccer. He took his first steps on the court with the MK Trojans, and later played with the Solent Kestrels youth team. But he really started enjoying basketball and eventually chose it over soccer when he moved to the US and attended La Lumiere School in Indiana. So how did Jeremy get into basketball to begin with? His mom, Anita, played for Polonia Warsaw, and his dad, Brian Williams, was a baller too. They met while playing Division II college basketball at Panhandle State. Unfortunately, tragedy struck in 2017 when Williams lost his life in a car crash. Basketball runs in the family genes. Jeremy's maternal grandfather, Julius Sochan, was a big deal in the Warsaw basketball scene, and his great-grandfather, Zygmunt Sochan, played soccer before joining the Polish resistance during World War II. He also survived a concentration camp. Oh, and let's not forget his national team. He has led Poland to victory in the FIBA U16 European Championship and made history as the youngest player for the senior team. Jeremy's just putting his mark on international hoops. Fast forward to the pros, NBA time for Sochan. To begin with, you should know that nobody thought this guy was going to be a one-and-done sensation, but guess what? He's breaking all the rules. Jeremy kicked off his pro career in Germany with Orange Academy before the San Antonio Spurs snagged him as the 9th overall pick in the 2022 NBA draft. And he started with a bang, scoring big with a career-high 30 points against the Phoenix Suns in 2023. Fresh out of his freshman season, Jeremy was immediately making waves as a projected lottery pick. At just 20 years old, he's already ruled the Polish national team as its youngest player. Standing tall at 6'9" with a wingspan that's practically reaching for the stars at 7 feet, Jeremy is a force to be reckoned with. But hold up, it's not just about his height. When Jeremy Sochan snagged the Big 12 Sixth Man of the Year title, he was set to be a defensive dynamo. Need proof? His opponents had a miserable 22.6% shooting accuracy when he was in their face. And the mid-range game? Well, let's just say it took a serious hit when Sochan hit the floor. What else would you call a 13.4% decrease? Talking offense, when he first hit the scene, some folks said his offensive moves were a bit like a rough draft. But there's a whole lot of promise showing. It was a question of, will this guy step up? Right now, Sochan isn't just making the basket. Imagine shooting 75% at the rim. That's practically a layup masterclass. And when he cuts to the basket, it's like he's dancing through defenses. But, and there's always a but, That jump shot just needed work. The free throw percentage would have made you raise an eyebrow, but scouts were seeing others didn't see. Mechanics, my friends, it's all about mechanics. Now, let's talk about sweet spots. From the top of the key to mid-range, especially near the baseline, that's Sochan territory. The guy's got these moves that make you go, did he just do that? That was enough to make scouts bank on him. Lucky for San Antonio Spurs, the game-changing moment soon came for Jeremy Sochan. December 19th, an away game against the Houston Rockets. That's the date, the turning point. What happened? Sochan reveals a one-handed free throw form that even his teammates did not like. Everyone at first was like, is this a joke? But it wasn't, and people quickly started comparing him to Dennis Rodman, thanks to his hair, defensive game, and jersey number. But it was no joke. The results are speaking louder than any words. Sometimes it takes a small, seemingly quirky adjustment to unlock a player's full potential. And Jeremy is not just changing his free throw form, he's changing the entire game. You say it's not a big deal? Before the change, he's throwing a not-so-impressive 45.8% from the line. And that was why he switched up. The move was meant to tighten his shooting elbow and keep that offhand from throwing the ball off course. Guess what? It worked like a charm. The very next game, he's hitting 7 out of 10 free throws, and since then, he's boasting a solid 77.2% from the stripe. That's not just an improvement in throws, it's a confidence boost. And you know what happens when confidence kicks in, it ripples through the rest of the game. Now, let's talk numbers. Sochan's shooting game has leveled up. His overall shooting percentage went up from 45.5 to 46.3% in 20 games. Now, I get it, it might not sound like a big leap, but his three-point shooting is the real showstopper. Before the change, it was a dismal 17.2%. Fast forward, and he's throwing a respectable 36.2%. And get this, it's not a one-game fluke. This guy has genuinely transformed into a sharpshooter. Jeremy Sochan's growth isn't just impressive, it's downright eye-popping. I mean, we're used to seeing players take a season or two to show significant improvement, right? But here's Sochan breaking all the norms and rewriting the script right in the middle of his rookie season. And let's talk about that career night against the Suns.
Wave him off. Good work. Draws the double team. That leaves Sochan open. Couldn't make him pay. Coming underneath. Collins to Sochan.
30 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and a comfortable 3 for 6 from beyond the arc. Oh, and did I mention he was running point guard in the crunch and overtime? Now that's not your average rookie performance. It's a statement. I'm here to rule, and I don't care about your rules. Sure, it might not be the craziest stat line ever, but for a 20-year-old in his rookie season, it's nothing short of historical. We're talking elite company here. It's not a one-off either. This feels like just the beginning for Sochan. The future is looking bright, and Spurs fans, you better buckle up for the ride. Just think about it. He came into the season with the tag of being the highest draft pick since Tim Duncan. Also, the first Polish player in the NBA. No pressure, right? But guess what? He not only handled it like a seasoned pro, but exceeded all expectations. So he's not just being an irritant, he's impressive on the ball, which makes him even more aggravating to opponents. Because there's nothing more annoying than an absolute baller that trash talks and punches your nipple to make you lose focus, and then dunks three-pointers all game. Just how annoying can a kid be? Let's see. Jeremy Sochan isn't annoying rookies like him. No, he's out there taunting opponents into ejections, picking fights with the league's toughest enforcers, and even taking shots at future Hall of Famers on social media. Oh, and did I mention ripping his own jersey off in the middle of a game? This guy's antics are as unconventional as they come. But here's the shocker. It's working. No, seriously. Sochan is not just a headline-grabbing showman. He's making waves on the court. He played a pivotal role in one of the biggest comebacks in basketball history, and as you now know, he has improved his foul shooting more than most players do in their entire careers. And get this, despite being drafted as a defensive power forward, He's now running the show as the starting point guard for one of the most exciting teams in the league. So, how did we get here? It all started when Jeremy, suddenly finding himself labeled as a European player, decided to shatter the stereotype of being soft. He became a menace on the court, diving for loose balls, setting hard screens, and boxing out aggressively. There was even an accidental elbow so hard it knocked out a teammate's tooth, which was found in the same elbow. Jeremy just casually removed it, bandaged up, and returned to the game. Now, that's insane. But Jeremy's not just a force on the court, he knows how to bring the team together. Picture this: a flight delay, a teammate's bet, and Jeremy agreeing to shave off his signature colorful hair for $200. And where did this happen? On an airplane, just before takeoff. You bet he did it. Then comes the NCAA tournament, a game against UNC where the Bears found themselves down 25 points. While everyone had written them off, Jeremy had other plans. He puts on a one-man show, infuriating opponents, drawing fouls, and even banking a massive three-pointer to force overtime. They may have eventually lost, but the comeback was nothing short of historic. In the NBA draft, despite meager college stats, Jeremy caught the eye of NBA scouts. Picked 9th overall by the San Antonio Spurs, he entered the league with a reputation, not for typical rookie humility, but for his cheekiness both on and off the court. His mom's advice to be cheeky clearly stuck with him, and he's not afraid to throw shade even at NBA superstars. Just ask Russell Westbrook about that savage word association game moment. But Jeremy's cheekiness doesn't stop at words. It extends to his on-court antics. From punching opponents' nipples to trash-talking NBA tough guys, he's carving out a niche as the league's ultimate wildcard. He even ripped his own jersey in frustration during a game against the Rockets, causing a delay while he got a new one. Unpredictable? Absolutely. That's Sochan for you. And the audacity doesn't end there. He took shots at LeBron James, mocked the Houston Rockets on Twitter, and even joined a Twitter space organized by angry Rockets fans to roast him. The Spurs ultimately won the top pick in the draft, trolling Houston even further by convincing their new star, Victor Wembanyama, to dye his hair like a snow cone. Classic Jeremy. You would think these antics will put him on the bench, but his coach shocked the world by announcing Jeremy as the full-time starting point guard for the Spurs in the 2023-2024 season. The league might not be ready because Jeremy Sochan is just getting started. Of course, he's still just a rookie, but if there was ever a rookie that Hall of Famers need to watch out for, it's Jeremy Julius Sochan. What do you think about this kid breaking basketball? Is he on the path to greatness, or does he need to tone it down? Let's know what you think in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.